Grogu. Grogu. I don't know. Are you going to call him that, or are you going to still call him Baby Yoda? But his name, we got a name for him, guys. It's Grogu. Plus, we got Ahsoka Tano. What an episode of The Mandalorian. All right, let's talk about it. You're watching Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And this is a reaction and review for The Mandalorian. Okay, so this is Chapter 13, The Jedi. And it's like episode 5 of season 2. So, what a great episode, guys. So this is a reaction and review, and the way that it's going to go is that I will... I can't show you the entire video here on the side, guys. I'm going to show very limited clips, though, and I'm going to talk a lot about it, and I'll show some pictures. The way it'll go is that we'll just go about halfway through, and then I'll stop. I'll do my reaction, and then at the end, I'll do my review. For those of you people who haven't seen this before, as you know, this is part of a playlist that you can always follow up in the cards above and in the description below. All right, with that being said, let's get into my initial reactions. There she is. Wow. Oh, this looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, guys. So as you can see, from my reactions, I really enjoyed her first, shot there that we got to see her using her double lightsabers, and oh wow, she was beautiful. She's perfect casting for this. Rosario Dawson is perfect. She looks absolutely amazing as Ahsoka, and I can't believe it, but when she was walking up to the gates there and talking with the magistrate and Michael Bihn's character, I don't know what his name was, but I can't believe it. I started to get a little bit of emotional. I was kind of like, I never thought I would feel like that in a Star Wars TV show. For the big fans out there of Ahsoka, I think this was almost like the same kind of feeling that you guys had, I hope, out there. Just to see her, and I'm like, oh God, yeah, I love it. I have to watch that again. That's all I really wanted to do. It's just, hit the rewind button. I want to watch that again. And that's just amazing. So let's just kind of wrap up to where I got to right now. I just got to the part where she's about to train him. So basically, Mando and the child are on their way to Corvus. They get there, they land there, and all that stuff looks fantastic. I don't know if I really like the planet, though, because it was like all this misty stuff, and it was kind of somber. It was kind of a bummer note, but that's just a minor quibble for me. Like the whole body of the episode, like the meat of it, is just so Star Wars rich. It's hard to tell if this is my favorite one yet. I'm not too sure yet, because I still like Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan, and all that stuff was just fantastic. Just hands down. This is by far the best series this year, and that's trumping things like Bly Manor and The Queen's Gambit. This one's just, oh my God. Disney Plus, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Favreau is just a master at this stuff, and he's just giving us what we want as Star Wars fans. And the stuff that happens. Okay, so Mando and the baby land there, and they don't know where exactly to look for her, but we know that she's been having this interactions with this town that's kind of corrupt by this magistrate, and he goes in there and is kind of like talking with her, and I don't know who she is, but she looks, something about her seems familiar, and I'm not too sure if it's just the lineage, like the way that she's built herself up there. There's something there that's ringing to me, and I'm just not tasting it right now. Let me know in the comments below if she's connected to anything that I should be knowing. I just feel like she should be. But yeah, she's like, okay, well, there's this Jedi, and I need you to go to kill her. And he's like, well, okay, well, I need to find her. So he didn't say exactly that he's going to go and kill her, but she's like offering him this spear, this staff, which is really cool, by the way. That's made of Beskar, like like pure Beskar, and it's kind of like, okay, that's cool. I like that. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I'm sure he's probably going to get it at the end. So it'll be another little cool upgrade for him. There was some weird interaction there with Michael Bihn's character and Mando when he's walking him out, and he's kind of like, he hears the child, and he's like, what's that? What's that noise? And I like that. That was cool. So he goes out and finds Ahsoka, right? Wow. Cool, man. Huh. Yeah. Oh, wow. Huh. That shot? Oh, wow. Oh, she's amazing. She's perfect. So, yeah, they fight there, and I like all of that stuff. That was fantastic. She's basically like, well, I hope you're here to talk about him. And that's when it's kind of revealed that his name is Grogu. And I think that will be... I don't know if it's going to be controversial. Everybody's been calling him Baby Yoda, so it's been a season and a half now that people have been calling him Baby Yoda. Now people will have to call him Grogu. It'll be a slow transition. I'll try to start calling him Grogu, but it's going to be hard to get rid of that Baby Yoda appeal, right? Grogu, it's hit or miss. Let me know in the comments below. Basically, she's like communing with him. They're talking through the Force and their thoughts or whatever. And she's like, okay, in the morning we're going to start the training. And she's going to test him. She's going to test him. And that's where we're at. I'm guessing they're going to have a nice, cool sequence of training. And it'll wrap up with them facing off against the magistrate, right? All right, let's continue on to the end. Okay, so she helped him train, or she did that test thing with the rock, and I was like, okay, well, that's very reminiscent of some of the stuff that Luke was doing with the rocks, and I like that. It's basic training. She went on to elaborate that he had been trained at the Jedi Temple by a lot of people, a lot of the masters there. So this happened before the Empire's rise, before the Clone Wars, right? So... yeah, I guess that does fit into the timeline, but he would have been very, very young by then, because it would have been like, what, 20 years? 20, 30 years before? Yeah, 20 years, right? Luke was supposed to be 19 or something. I don't know. But anyway, she's training him, and she's like, no, Grogu is very attached to you, and attachment, of course, leads to fear. And I like that moment where she's like, I sense fear in you. Very reminiscent of some of the stuff that's going on in the prequels. I happen to like the prequels, and I like that reference when she was talking to him about, I can see what attachment and all of that stuff can do to even the Master Jedis, and somebody at their best, which was, she was talking about Anakin, obviously, and she knows that he fell to the dark side, and that's why she won't train him. But then at the end there, she was like, well, if it's really meant to be, then go to this place and place him on an altar, and somebody will come looking for him. And we'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end, because it's a lot of speculation who's going to come find him. And is this where the story's going? Are we going to go there? Or are we going to go continue on with Bo-Katan and what's going on with that? Of course, and then there was a big Thrawn name drop there at the end. So we'll try to work through this, and we'll get there. Basically, I really like that whole interaction with them talking about the rock and the training and all that stuff. That's probably one of my favorite parts of the episode, because we actually get to hear her talk. And I know that a lot of people wanted to hear the original voice, but they're not going to dub Rosario Dawson, and I felt her voice was fine. The only other thing that I could really see that somebody would really nitpick at is that her race... what is it? Togratu or Tograta? I can't remember. Let me know in the comments below. But they're species. The horns, they're called montrals, right? And they grow during their life cycle. So when they're young, as we saw in Clone Wars, they were very small. They were like nubs almost. And as we got towards the end of the Clone Wars and stuff, they were getting to be a little bit longer. And we saw Master Jedi Shaak Ti had these horns, but she was much more mature, and her horns or montrals were much bigger. So if somebody's going to nitpick, I think that's what they could nitpick, because maybe her montrals should have been a little bit longer by now. That's just minor, though. It really didn't bother me. I think maybe they did that because they really wanted people to recognize her off the bat, and if they gave her somewhat of a different look, it may have rubbed people the wrong way. But I don't know. It's just a minor thing for me. I know some people may be bothered with it because of the way that the lore has described them, and I had no problem with that, because it was just cool, man. All of that stuff was just awesome. When they decide, okay, well, we're going to go free those slaves, and we're going to liberate the town from the magistrate. They're like, well, nobody will ever see a Jedi and a Mandalorian team up together. We'll get the upper hand on them. And all this stuff is very classic, a throwback to that Western feel. And I really got that when she's walking in and she's like opening up her sword. Oh, God, that was beautiful. And then, of course, she has that big battle at the end with the magistrate. Well, Mando and Michael Bihn's character are just kind of standing off with each other, and they got them at gunpoint. And I like that. I like that interaction a lot. Like when he was like saying to him, well, we all would lay down our lives for a good cause, or some cause we believe in. I like that interaction a lot. Of course, he gets shot at the end, but whatever. I think the big part was when they were fighting, Ahsoka and the magistrate were fighting. So here's my reaction to that. She's like the perfect height, everything. Oh, wow, look at that look. Yeah. Wow. They actually did some choreography for this. This is cool. That looks cool. Of course she's going to lose. I mean, she's got Jedi training. I'm surprised that it's gone on this long. That's why I'm saying that this magistrate, she's somebody who's able to hold her own against a trained Force user, an ex-Jedi. Really? Something about her. I need to find out more about her. So then it goes on to the end of the battle there at the end, and she name drops the Thrawn. That name is like, where's your master? Where's your master? And it's kind of like, well, so is Grand Admiral Thrawn the head of Moff Gideon, or what's going on there? I want to know, because that would be interesting. Wow. Grand Admiral Thrawn wants a piece of this universe. That's cool. That's really cool. Is he going to be like the big bad guy behind everything? I think he should be. But is he... I want to know what his ties are with Moff Gideon. Because it looked like Moff Gideon was trying to get Snoke off the ground, right? And we knew, at least from the extended universe stuff that's not canon anymore, that, there was a little bit of a resentment there from Thrawn, that he didn't really respect how the dark side users like Vader and Palpatine were kind of corrupted. That's all that drove them. He always wanted to have... He wanted power too, but he just wanted to be able to have a cohesive... He didn't want the evil greed and jealousy to drive it all, and that's all he saw, like the passion from the Sith. He was always more calculating and stuff like that. But we'll see how that fits in. I was just that name drop. It was just kind of like cool. They're tying everything in that people really want to see, which is just a real shame again when you think about what the stuff that they could have done with the sequel trilogy and they didn't bother with it. Anyway, I don't want to digress too much on that. I just want to kind of wrap things up here. This is an episode where I'm definitely going to go back and watch it all again. And I think that's got to be the way for most people, because it's just got a whole lot of information into it. And the visuals. The visuals. I didn't think that I would like the planet at the first, because when I first saw it, I was kind of like, wow, that's just a little too CGI. I maybe wanted something a little bit more grounded, so that we could not just have our brain saying, okay, well, they're just on a set somewhere. This is, I guess, maybe that's it. This one looked too much like they were just on the set, because at least when they were on the desert planets and the snow planet, you actually felt like they were there. This one felt a little too set-like. But that's my one of my minor quibbles. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about this one that I really like. So basically, she's kind of like, okay, the child's going to go with you, and you got to go place him on this thing. And I think is that where we're going in this season? I thought we were going to go back with Bo-Katan, but when he was getting ready to say goodbye to him, it's kind of like, yeah, no. Grogu, or Baby Yoda, has been part of this series. He is part of the Mandalorian now. To see him go off now, it would be too much of a quick kind of like disassembling of what we understand this series to be. And the series is the Mandalorian has a bond with him. He bonds with him because he was like an orphan, and so was Mando. So I like that pairing, and I think that's the way that it's got to be. If they go to this place and he calls a Jedi, like this Jedi senses his presence, I'll be curious to see who shows up. Yeah, that'll be very interesting to see who shows up. I know there's probably going to be a lot of videos about that, but overall, this is probably one of my favorite episodes that they've ever made, just because of Ahsoka. I talked about some of my minor quibbles, but I can't wait to see where we go from here. Should there be an Ahsoka spin-off? Yeah, I think there should be, because she proved that she can do it. Rosario Dawson looks perfect as her. And I think she can do it. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. Follow the playlist and everything. Let's talk about this stuff, because there's a lot of stuff here we can sink our teeth into. What a great episode. Yeah. All right. That's it.